I liked your column this morning. You're bang on. You say that the result of this won't define the season. Saturday's league opener against Motherwell might. What you're saying there, if they're not Champions League ready, and that's a fair comment again, are you saying what would be a good outcome for Rangers? Get through this tie, but you think long run it'd be more beneficial, away from the financial side, more beneficial if they end up in Europa League again?
Fraz, honestly, look, Rangers fans love the big European ties, right? And they love the run to Seville in 2022, and I get it. There were some brilliant nights in Europe. But for me, at what point does the domestic stuff become the priority again? Because I've said this many times, I think since Steven Gerrard came in at Rangers, when he arrived, there was a real need for Rangers to get back to the group phase of European football. They'd been out it for so long at that stage, and it was a massive step for them to get back to that stage. And Gerrard deserves huge credit for that. And it obviously eventually went on to win the league after 3 years. But Rangers have done brilliantly in Europe in the last few years. The priority now has to be winning the league. It has to be domestic success, because they've been so far behind Celtic in the last few years. And for me, there's almost become an acceptance with certain players, even a section of the supporters, maybe even a generation of supporters that have got used to being second best in Scotland, but have settled for these great European runs and getting to quarterfinals and finals. That mentality has to change. I think that's a huge challenge for Russell Martin, but it's one that he's got to meet head on. And in terms of this season, financially, we know the rewards that are offered for football. I mean, it's huge, and of course that's where Rangers want to be eventually. I think the best in your own country, and then building from there. And that's why I think, as much as there's no the finances in the other competitions, if Rangers can get through this tie against Panathinaikos, I think I'm right in saying that guarantees group stage football of some sort, whether that's the Europa League or the Conference League.
Yeah.
I think given where Russell Martin is in this process and at the start of this rebuild, that would be a result for Rangers, and it would be a result for him, knowing that he's got group stage football at whatever level that is, and it would almost then let him concentrate on the league. And I've said this morning, it sounds daft because it's the first game of the season, right? And Michael Beale famously said when he got beat with Kilmarnock on the opening day a few seasons ago, you don't lose leagues or you don't win leagues on the first day, but you can almost lose them the first day, because Celtic ended up getting a lead after Rangers lost at Killie. Celtic got a lead, Rangers couldn't catch up, they weren't ready, weren't prepared. Celtic go and win the league. Michael Beale ultimately loses his job. Last season, it was turmoil at Ibrox. If you can remember, with Philippe Clement in charge, Rangers weren't even playing their home games at Ibrox. It was at Hampden. It was an absolute shambles. They go to Tynecastle on the opening day, don't play well, get a 0-0 draw, and again give Celtic an early advantage. And as the season goes on, can't catch it up. Listen, I'm probably over-egging it a wee bit to say you can lose a title in the first day. Of course, that's not the case. What I'm saying is, in terms of mentality and in terms of what Russell Martin wants to achieve here as manager, in terms of the league being a priority, Rangers have to get off to a flying start.
Make a statement.
They have to. Yeah. They have to go to Motherwell and win, get the 3 points. I think, look, I don't know them off by heart, but I'm pretty sure the opening 6 fixtures for Rangers, without being unkind to other teams, looks a bit more favourable than Celtic's. First 6, obviously the first Old Firm games at Ibrox. So that gives Rangers a chance to put a marker down there as well. I think there's a real opportunity for Russell Martin. As much as the squad isn't where he wants it to be at the moment, I think there's more guys to go out, more to come in. I think he's got a golden opportunity to get after a flyer in the league. As you say, put a statement, put a marker down, and really signal your intent to go and win the league. And to me, Europe has to be in the background. We get how important these qualifiers are, and of course Rangers will do everything in their power to make sure they get through this Panathinaikos time. As I say, I think it'll be a big achievement. But after that, to me, Europe has to be in the background. The priority has to be domestic.